What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is when you watch this. I'm Sean, owner of Parabellum Strength and Fitness, and this is the Parabellum Podcast. First of all, for all of you who view this, thank you. I very much appreciate it. Uh, and if you do view it and you enjoy what you hear, what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. That's all free. So everybody loves free stuff. Help a brother out. It's been 2 weeks since I've done an episode, and that's because school obligations. If you watch or follow any of my social media, you know that I am currently finishing up my degree in exercise science, and this semester was a rough one. So I had a bunch of classes, bunch of hours, and they weren't the easiest. So I had to prioritize and decide what was most important, and what was most important to me was making A's. And I know that sounds wild coming from a 43-year-old, but if I'm going to do it, I might as well do the best I can with it. My philosophy on everything. And I think that is extremely important because I'm setting an example for my three boys. Um, Sometimes I don't think they like that because I have no problem looking at them going, hold on a minute, you're missing an assignment? Uh, you see me when you go to bed, go into my office, and you know that I'm in there working. And there's been a few mornings where you got up and I'm still in the office wearing the same clothes I was the day before, still working. So there's no reason for you to miss an assignment. And I know people will say, man, that's harsh. And I don't care. Standards, their thing. They need to be brought back. I tell my kids, you're getting to see your father go to school somewhat like you do. There is an expectation for you to do the absolute best that you can. Standards. I'm going to discuss standards today. Um, there's not going to be a whole lot of scientific backing to this one. This is going to be very much something that's been on my mind for the last 2 weeks because when I haven't been studying, of course, we all want to look for that way to let our minds wander or be entertained, and I'm no different. So what do? I scroll social media, and my social media is full of fitness stuff because that's what I enjoy. I love to sit down and learn something new from someone. There's only four people I can say that I learned something from because, in my opinion, there's only four or five people out there that really know what they're talking about. The rest of them are, uh, well, they're just BSers. There, bottom line. I'll name those four people. Judd Leanhard, you can find him on Instagram, huge presence. Uh, and I'll tell you why I respect his content. He's very honest. Uh, he will admit to being on 250 milligrams of TRT. I don't have a problem with that. Be on TRT, man. Rock on. Uh, but his exercises, new, edgy, whatever you want to call it, they make sense. They absolutely make sense. And he's figured out how to market extremely well. And none of it is, as I look at it, biomechanically speaking, it's correct. So I don't look at it and go, this dude's full of crap. He's just on a bunch of juice and, lifts hard. No, I believe he's doing everything he says he's doing. And I also believe that he just has amazing genetics. People don't factor in the genetic factor into all this because then we have to admit that somebody was created to be a little bit more muscular and a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than us. Jason Brown is another one, puts out really good information. Um, can't say that I really love his personality because he does reviews on other people's programming. And that to me is just, I don't know, kind of cringy, but the stuff that he puts out about his own programming is legit, very legit. And then Dr. John Russin, the dude has put his doctorate to work. He puts out very good information. And Dr. Joel Seedman, there's a theme with all this. Dr. Joel Seedman gets a lot of criticism, a ton of criticism, and I understand it because he is so dogmatic about his stuff. But it works. I've tried it myself. It does work. I think there's a time and place for all of it. Those are the four people that I consistently engage with on social media because what they put out passes the common sense test. If you follow me, you know I did 20 years in the military. One of my favorite things is the fifth principle of patrolling: common sense. Make it make sense. If it makes sense, do it. So if it doesn't make sense to me, I try to find out more about it. And if I find out more about it and I look at it and go, still doesn't make sense, I discard it. The theme with all of those folks, they're all educated. They're not gym bros. They are gym bros in the sense that they are constantly in the gym. They are constantly working to better themselves physically. That's the only thing that is gym bro about them. But they have all blended education and experience. All of them. Whether or not they were competitive power lifters, strongmen, I'm not really concerned about that. Would that help their cause? Sure. Now, there is one other one, Lucero. I can't remember his first name. That dude's a competitive power lifter. That dude is also a certified strength and conditioning coach, holds a master's degree in kinesiology, and he puts out really good stuff. Those are the folks that I kind of look at and go, that's the level I want to be on. I will never say I'm on that level. Even in my own mind, I won't say that. And that is because I want to remain humble and recognize that whatever my business turns into is what God wants it to be. We are lacking humility in our society. Call it what you want. My only issue with those gentlemen, they are very much my way is the best way. My philosophy. Am I going to come up with the Rodman method one day? Maybe. I don't know. I don't really want to. I want to maintain a philosophy, which is I'm going to find the best way for the individual client, for the individual athlete. I want to find the best method that fits them. Whatever that may be. That may not be my specific method. I may need to step out of my method in order to make them better. As a coach, that's my priority, is make someone better. In order to do that, I've got to be honest with myself. And I understand why they do it. It's all marketing. I get that. The thing I like about their marketing, they're not misleading. They're truthful. They are very truthful about their marketing. My bone with social media is the misleading marketing. If you're jumping on someone's app to get their workouts, understand they're doing what they enjoy and what works for them. Will it work for you? Sure, to a degree. Will it be quote unquote optimal for you? No. There's the buzzword nowadays, optimal training. No, because it's not built for you. It's not built for your genetics. It's not built for your goals. It's built for their goals, and it's convenient for you. So let's get real about that. It's kind of like going to CrossFit. That group workout is not built for you. Are you going to get something out of it? Probably. Odds are. Are you going to get the optimal results out of it? No. Because it's not built for you. It's what that coach came up with for that day because that's what that coach wanted to do for that day. For a group of people. That's one of the reasons that you see NFL players in the offseason have their own strength and conditioning coach, private. Because when they go to the team facility, the training is largely based on position group. This is what a linebacker needs. But maybe a specific linebacker needs a little bit more of something or a little bit less of something else. I have the fortunate blessing of a family member that is a strength and conditioning coach in the NFL. And I send a lot of my programs over to him. Hey, man, am I way off here? And he either tells me, yeah, or no. He's only told me I was way off on one certain small piece of programming, to which was, hey, if, you should add in some banded internal and external shoulder rotations for this athletic program in order to help with the shoulder and shoulder girdle and the soft tissue within that joint. That's the only thing he's ever said to me. The rest of it, he's like, dude, you're all over it. You got it. That's not me bragging. That's just factual. I'm going to see if I can get him on the podcast here soon because he is super knowledgeable. And that leads me into another point. The most knowledgeable coaches don't have a major social media presence. Let me say that again. The most knowledgeable coaches don't have a major social media presence. They're too busy. They're making people better. They have an understanding that their role is not to say, look at me, look at what I'm doing. Their role is to say, look at how I helped that person get better. They're behind the scenes. They get their fulfillment. Sure, NFL strength and conditioning coaches make good money. College strength and conditioning coaches make good money. They're also working their butt off. But they are like leaders in the Army. When I got pinned my sergeant stripes, I remember my first sergeant told me, it's no longer about you. When I got pinned with staff sergeant, it was even less about me. And when I got pinned sergeant first class, there wasn't anything about me. It was about how did I improve those that served under my responsibility. That's the way I view coaching. When I'm at the local gym here training youth athletes. Sure, I'm the one talking. My job is to demonstrate an exercise, but make sure that those youth athletes can perform it. And my goal is to get them to outperform me. My goal is to get them to outperform me and then show up on Friday night at a football game and watch them outperform others. My goal is to make people better. But social media is look at me. Look at what I'm doing. It's not about look at what I can help you do. That is my frustration. I have a good friend up in Charlotte. He will post every now and then about something that he's doing. Very rarely. Most often, he is posting about his business and how they're helping youth athletes either rehab from an injury or better prepare for their season. That's a coach. Sad part is he gets like 40 likes. Tops. Now, me, I'm a one-man band right now. My wife, wonderful, bought me an Xbox Go camera that, follows people around. It's motion camera. And she did that so that I could coach and not try to film all at the same time, which I'm still bad about because I forget about it. Got to go over. You got to turn it on. The remote doesn't work, something. And I just kind of go, I forget it because that's not my priority. My priority is these kids. Make them better. And if I'm worried about the camera, then it's not about them. I want them to get the results. My clients. I use myself as an example only to say, look, if I can do it, you can do it because I am absolutely nothing special. I don't have six-pack abs. I don't squat 600 pounds. I'm not special. I'm just willing to end up on my hands and knees puking in my own gym. I'm willing to push myself to a limit and then go, okay, that's my limit right now. That's not going to be my limit in a month. I'm going to bust through that. It's very hard for me to convey over social media. So when I consume social media, and that's probably my problem, and I see just straight up dishonesty, it just irritates the crap out of me. If you notice, the shield on my background looks a lot like Captain America's. My wife calls me Captain America, which of course does wonders for my ego. However, I do have a problem with dishonesty, and I do have a problem with bullies. When I see that dishonesty, it's the same thing as bullying to me, especially on social media. I'm going to pull a social media clip up and talk about the dishonesty that's in it and how that hurts legitimate coaches. Am I a legitimate coach? Yes. Yes. Do I have my degree in exercise science? Not yet. But I've got 5 personal training certificates from the National Academy of Sports Medicine. United States Army Master Fitness Trainer. I have that education. It's there. My education is there. Sorry. I have the experience. Powerlifting, strongman. I've ran half marathons. I will never do a full marathon. I'll tell you that right now. I've trained an elite Spartan racer. I've done his strength programming for years. He's an elite Spartan racer. He's an elite marathon runner. He actually just did a 24-hour 100-mile race that he won. I have the experience and the knowledge to back up my training. When I see social media influencers turn my profession into clickbait, it flies all over me. It flies all over me for guys like my buddy up in Charlotte, Gary, owner of Fit Method and Navigation Fitness. It flies all over me for guys like him, that we're legitimately trying to make people better. And even though I used to say likes don't equal dollar signs, well, they do now. And I think that's what really bothers me, is it's taking money out of our pocket because we won't lower ourselves to that clickbait. We won't hurt our integrity through that. So let me pull this up. And I'm going to expound upon what I mean. So here we've got a young man doing a bent over row. Could he have had his hinge? Now, this is the guy that's making fun of him. Guess my PR based off of how 275 move. I don't really care about a bent over row PR. But then we got this guy. How about we drop the ego, drop the weight, perform proper full range of motion? If you know anything, these are two different exercises. The young man with his PR, yes, there's ego involved, but that's a bent over row. That is a Penley row. Two different exercises, two different purposes. They work the muscle groups in the back, they do intertwine. But that bent over row, you're going to get the upper lats as well as your traps. This is going to get the lower lats and the lower traps. So tell me, as we scroll up, and I don't feel bad about pulling up some guy's social media because, well, it's social media, it's public. You got folks commenting, don't disagree. Should be more hinged over, but in your correction, you're actually doing a Penley row. Oh, I know. Clickbait. Marketing. Ha ha ha. Doesn't a Penley row pull towards chest and elbows? Thought so. Two different exercises. First is a bent over row, second is a Penley row. Got people correcting all over. Yep. Clickbait, marketing tactics. So you're admitting to using cheap marketing tactics because your content is otherwise. Do better. Couldn't agree more with this person. This guy. Those are two different movements, bud. One is a Penley row, the other is an upright row or Yates row, as he made the more upright version popular. TF is wrong with you. I know. It was clickbait to get mad boys like yourself to comment. I wasn't giving form tips. And hear me out. You have no idea what you're talking about. I have 900 clients and thousands of transformation photos. I wouldn't listen to someone. I wouldn't trade places. Rule number one of Where do these people learn how to spell, by the way? What happened to correct spelling? You are a personal trainer, buddy, in your upper 30s, not the flex you thought it is. Stop doing that. You lose credibility as a coach and lead people to doubt their training even when they are effective. It's really bad to do so just for views. Nailed it. Yeah, I'm going to like on that. But I'm not going to comment because I don't want to give this person any more. His comments are funny. It's working. They got the 16,500 views. I thought it was smart marketing. I mean, come on. And this just goes on and on and on. Come on. This is what irritates the crap out of me. And, there are people in here pointing out uh, what he's doing. And he doesn't care. Doesn't care. I've got over 900 clients, thousands of transformation photos. If I were a client of this guy, I'd fire him immediately. Not to mention, me, I will tell you right now, I'm not saying I don't ever want 900 clients, but if it's just me training, I can't handle 900 clients and give them their money's worth. And I would rather have 9 clients and give them their money's worth than to have 900 clients and then go on social media and specifically say, I know this is incorrect. I don't care. I just wanted people to look at me. That's not a coach. That's an attention seeker. So, you as a consumer, I'm asking you, don't fall for that nonsense. Find yourself a real coach. Find yourself someone. I'll be the first to admit, I'm still trying to figure out how to put my content in 100 words or less because, in case you can't tell, I got the gift of gab. Blame my dad for that. I can talk, and I like to talk. So I've got to figure out how to cut that down on my social media content to get that quick engagement because we as a Western society have about 30 seconds of attention span, and past that, we're moving on. I even fall prey to that. Like, this is boring. Come on, get to the point. So I got to get to the point a little bit better. So in case you can't tell, because I rarely ever put people on blast, rarely ever. This annoys me. And it annoys me for people like myself, people like my buddy up in Charlotte, and every other person who is trying to get into this business and they really care about doing it the right way. Not the folks who are just shirts off, look at me, look at my muscles, but the folks who are saying, I want to help you get better. I want to be a small part of your success. I want to help change your life. It's not just about making your shirts tighter around your arms. It's not just about making your jeans fit better. It's about transforming the way you see yourself. I want to help with that. Or if I'm training an athlete It's not just about increasing your vertical. It's about watching you be more successful on your playing field or court, whichever one. I want to enjoy the fact that, hey, I helped you get a little bit better. That's awesome. That's awesome. You get to reap the rewards of your hard work. But I get to sit back and go, I helped point them in the right direction. I tell all my athletes that. All those kids, look, I can tell you how to do the exercise, but if you don't put forth the effort, it's not going to do anything for you. Nothing. Not a thing in the world. You've got to put forth all the effort. I can point you in the right direction. You're the one who has to choose to walk down the path. And then when they do, that's exceptionally rewarding to me because they put that faith and that trust in me to go give it their best effort. And then I see guys like this on social media, and they are just trashing the trust and the faith of potential clients. And on top of that, trashing the profession. And it really makes me go, I don't want anything to do with social media. I don't care. But it's a necessary evil because it is the most inexpensive form of marketing. If you guys notice my hat, I've constantly got on a Parabellum Strength and Fitness hat. I've constantly got on a t-shirt with my business because I came to this realization. Much as I love my sports teams, and I do love sports, I've always, I've either got on a Texas Rangers hat, a Texas A&M hat. Kind of embarrassed of this Dallas Cowboys hat because, well, underachieving. I'm a realistic Cowboys fan. This is not their year. But I came to the realization I'm my best form of advertisement. And I went, look, if I'm going to coach people on their diet, I need to get mine under control. I've lost 3 inches off my waist in the last 64 days. I've increased my deadlift back up to what it was when I was powerlifting. I've increased my squat. Now, granted, I'm not doing straight bar squats anymore because of my shoulder issues, but I've increased that back up to what it was when I was powerlifting with a safety bar. My 2-mile time, I did a 2-mile the other day, under 15 minutes. Because I'm my best form of advertising. I understand that part of it. I understand in this business, I have to set the example. Am I going to be perfect in that? Absolutely not. No one is. But I'm definitely not going to sell you on some BS just to get you to click on it. Even this podcast, I get it. I'm inflammatory today. I have ticked off about this. But I'm going to bring facts about, hey, look, this dude is saying this, and he's not the only one. He's not the only one. He's just the one I pulled up today. Goes back to the best coaches don't have time for social media. Another coach that I will listen to before I forget, Coach Tony Holler. Coach Tony Holler, Feed the Cat programming for track athletes, football players. The dude does not get enough credit. Mike Boyle. Those two do not get enough credit for the advances in strength and conditioning. Coach Tony Holler and speed work and Mike Boyle with strength, they don't get enough credit. Not at all. Dan John. Mark Ripto. Of course, Louis Simmons. God rest his soul. Those are the real coaches. They're legit. There's my spiel for today. Find yourself, if you're gonna consume social media, don't give these folks the attention that they want. Again, there's a reason I haven't commented on this guy's post, and I won't, because I'm not going to feed into his attention seeking. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Find yourself a coach who actually cares about you. Look for that. Look for that genuine connection. Look for that genuine, hey, I've got the experience, I've got the education, and I genuinely care about making you better. It's not just about the money. Yes, is there money involved? Of course there is. And please, don't comment on here if you love it that much, do it for free. Stop it. We all got to eat. We all got to put food on the table. And it goes back to know your worth. Be real. Let's just be real. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my rant. If you did, again, please like, share, subscribe. Go ahead, go through my YouTube channel. You know, if you've got questions, please ask them. Please ask them. I have no problem ever answering questions. I love doing that. I have no problem striking up a conversation about strength and conditioning. I have the distinct pleasure of providing coaching to really the guy who got me started on this path, and my platoon sergeant from 2010, who's an absolute animal. He's in his 50s now, and he's about to embark on a different career path that does require physical fitness, and he's maintained great physical fitness even in his retirement. But he's got a myriad of injuries that need to be worked around. And he called me the other day, was wanting to pick my brain, and I, just kind of had a laugh, like, wow, this is totally different. And it makes me feel awesome that the guy who really lit this fire underneath me is now asking me for advice. And he paid me another great compliment. He said, well, man, I lit the fire. I started the spark, but you just took this to a whole new level. You blended the experience with the education. He said, I always knew what to do, but I didn't know exactly why I was doing it. Now you can tell me why I'm doing something and then tell me how to make it better. And he goes, it's awesome that my best friend and my brother is also my trainer, that I can call and talk to him about these things. So, those are the most fulfilling moments for me. The most fulfilling moments for me are when I'm on the phone with a client, and at the end of the call, there's a genuine and sincere, hey, Sean, thank you. I appreciate everything that you do. I honestly don't know how to respond to that, because it is so, and it's one client that does it constantly. And it is never just that pat, this is what I say moment. It is a genuine and sincere appreciation. That is what really, it gets me. It gets to me. It lets me know, hey, yeah, okay, I am helping this person. I'm helping them. And that's what I want to do. I'll be straight up honest. I don't like clients that ignore my text, ignore my phone calls. I don't like them. I don't like clients that I go, "Hey, pay me my money. You've got your workouts, you've got your diet plan. You don't want to talk? Fine. Just pay me." I don't like that. I I usually tell those clients, "Hey, you need to go find somebody else." And there's two reasons behind that. One, I enjoy talking to my clients. I enjoy, just like I said, I enjoy knowing that I'm helping them. If I don't feel like I'm helping them, I feel like I'm robbing them. And the other reason behind that is those clients, when they don't see their results, they're going to be the first to go give me a bad Google review or Yelp or whatever. And then when I come back and go, well, hold on a minute. You've ignored text. You've ignored calls. You didn't do but half of the programming, but you didn't get the results. Now I just sound like that whiny guy that's putting everything back off on my clients. And that's not the case. I tell all my clients from the get-go, look, do everything I tell you to do exactly the way that you do it, or exactly the way I tell you to do it. And if you don't get the results, it's in the contract. Your money is guaranteed to come back to you. Do it exactly the way I tell you to do it. It's in my contract. Do everything I ask and you don't get any results, yeah, you get your money back. I'm the only coach out there that I know of that does that. And I know tons of people who tell me, dude, don't do that. That's bad business. Well, I want to build a name that lasts. I want to build a name that means something. And the first thing that something is integrity. I want my name, when it is mentioned, people to go, that dude has integrity. He may be intense. He may be a jerk, but he's honest. I'm really not a jerk. You may think I am. I don't really care. Anyway, bottom line, find somebody who cares about you and cares about your success. There's not enough of that in the world. Everybody's trying to stab each other in the back or climb up each other's back for success. I'll tell you right now, I've got my back up against the wall, my fingers interlaced, put your foot in my hands, and I want to throw you up over the wall. Because that's what a good coach does. Anyway, remember, do not be weak. Do not let your hands be weak, for the Lord shall reward the work of your hands. 2 Chronicles 15:7. I encourage you, read that verse. I encourage you, pick up your Bible and read it, period. Get to know the Lord. He's a much better coach than I am. Anyway, you guys have a good one. See you next week.